A fresh row involving yet another land deal by Ram Mandir Trust in Ayodhya has erupted. Aam Aadmi Party MP and leader from Uttar Pradesh, Sanjay Singh, has claimed that there is another land scam involving the temple trust. According to the Aam Aadmi Party MP, an individual named Deep Narayan Upadhyay bought a piece of land for 20 lakh rupees and then sold it to the trust for 2.5 crore rupees. The measurement of the land is 890 square meters and it's located according to the property circle rate, which is the minimum rate for the sale decided by the local authorities. The value of this purchased land was estimated at 35.6 lakh rupees. It is claimed that the circle rate of this land was 4,000 rupees per square meter, but was sold to the trust for 28,090 rupees per square meter. The opposition AAP and Samajwadi Party have meanwhile accused the BJP of direct involvement in the scam and sought a CBI probe into the land deals.
अपना पेट काट के लोग प्रभु श्री राम के मंदिर के लिए चंदा दे रहे हैं, लेकिन उस मंदिर के निर्माण में अगर रोक लगी है तो बीजेपी नेताओं की चंदा चोरी की वजह से। ये एक जमीन खरीदी है भारतीय जनता पार्टी के मेयर ऋषिकेश उपाध्याय के भतीजे दीप नारायण उपाध्याय ने। ये जमीन 20 फरवरी को खरीदी गई और इस जमीन का दाम है 20 लाख रुपए। ये 20 लाख रुपए में खरीदी गई 35,60,000 की ये जमीन। 11 मई को यही जमीन बीजेपी के नेता ने, मेयर के भतीजे ने 2.5 करोड़ रुपए में राम जन्मभूमि ट्रस्ट को बेच दी।
In a major breakthrough in the Ghaziabad assault case, the Uttar Pradesh police arrested absconding Samajwadi Party leader Umaid Pahalwan from Delhi. The accused stands charged of giving communal twist to the assault case and was on the run for several days. Here's a report.
This video of an elderly Ghaziabad man being assaulted created ripples, while the claims and counterclaims fly thick and fast. The real motive behind the assault is still unclear and under investigation. But on Saturday, there was a big breakthrough in the case. The Ghaziabad police nabbed Umaid Pahalwan, a local SP leader, accused of giving communal color to the assault from New Delhi's LNJP hospital. He was on run for several days, and his role in the case came into focus after he had recorded a Facebook Live with the victim, allegedly claiming that the elderly man was forced to chant Jai Shri Ram by the assailants.
इसमें क्राइम ब्रांच और गाजियाबाद पुलिस के द्वारा इनको गिरफ्तार किया गया और अब यहाँ पर गाजियाबाद की तरफ लाया जा रहा है। इनके द्वारा क्षेत्र में संवेदनशीलता, तनाव, सांप्रदायिक सौहार्द बिगाड़ने की कोशिश की गई और चीजों को गलत ढंग से लोगों के सामने प्रस्तुतिकरण किया गया। इसका हमने इनके ऊपर चार्ज बनाया।
But a few days before his arrest, the SP leader had denied giving the incident a communal color.
मैंने एक बुजुर्ग की मदद की, मैं उसको थाने लेकर चला गया, तो क्या ये मेरा जुर्म है?
With Umaid Pahalwan's arrest, over 10 people have now been arrested in connection with this case. The incident at Ghaziabad has created political storm in Uttar Pradesh, with ruling BJP government accusing opposition of falsely calling the assault a case of communal hate crime. In fact, police have now booked Twitter, an online news website, several journalists and Congress leaders for allegedly spreading fake news. They have been charged with provocation to cause riot, promoting enmity, deliberate and malicious acts intended to outrage religious feelings and criminal conspiracy.
More arrestings may take place in the case in the time to come, but the major fish has been put down, and as Ghaziabad police has hunted a major breakthrough in the entire case. With cameraman Neeraj Kumar, Samar Srivastava for India Today.
The infighting in Punjab Congress seems to be worrying the top brass now. Sources tell India Today that party interim president Sonia Gandhi is going to be holding talks with Punjab Chief Minister Amarinder Singh. Navjot Singh Sidhu, along with 5 other Punjab Congress leaders, will also come to Delhi next week. Amarinder will arrive in Delhi tomorrow for his second visit to the national capital in 1 month. Sonia's meeting to resolve the crisis is coming after 3-member committee headed by Mallikarjun Kharge submitted its assessment report almost 10 days ago to the party high command based on its talks with the party leaders. Amarinder's meet with MP Pratap Singh Bajwa A strong critic of the state government has also added to Congress's woes. With only 8 months left for state assembly polls, Congress leadership is trying tooth and nail to resolve the rift between the state chief minister Amrinder Singh and party's most popular Neta Sidhu. In what marks the first major outreach to initiate political process in Jammu and Kashmir, Prime Minister Modi is going to be chairing a meeting of the political parties of the Union Territory on 24th of June. The meeting is going to be held amidst huge speculation on return of statehood to Jammu and Kashmir. Take a look.
संकल्प प्रस्तुत करता हूं कि ये सदन अनुच्छेद 370(3) के अंतर्गत भारत के राष्ट्रपति द्वारा जारी की जाने वाली निम्नलिखित अधिसूचनाओं की सिफारिश करता है। भारत के राष्ट्रपति द्वारा इस घोषणा पर हस्ताक्षर किए जाएंगे और इसे सरकारी गैजेट में प्रकाशित किया जाएगा। उस दिन से अनुच्छेद 370 के सभी खंड लागू नहीं होंगे, सिवाय खंड 1 के नामक तदनुसार पढ़ा जाएगा।
The historic decision to scrap Article 370, detention of top political leaders and their release months later. And now after 2 years, a first major initiative to end the political impasse in Jammu and Kashmir. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be chairing a meeting of all political parties of Jammu and Kashmir on 24th June. The meeting comes in the midst of huge speculation over return of statehood to Jammu and Kashmir. Sources say that the meeting has been called to discuss the delimitation exercise ahead of assembly polls, which could be scheduled in November or early next year. India Today learns that at least 9 parties have been called, but the list could include as many as 16 parties from both Jammu and Kashmir.
3 साल के बाद कोई अगर डायलॉग प्रोसेस होगा तो उस पर विचार जरूर करेगी कांग्रेस पार्टी और कांग्रेस सेंट्रल लीडरशिप इस पे फैसला करेगी।
Former Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister and PDP Supremo Mehbooba Mufti confirmed to India Today that she has received an invitation for an all-party meeting with the Prime Minister. But final decision to participate will be taken during party's meeting on Sunday. Significantly, Centre's big outreach comes after NC Chief and Gupkar Alliance head Farooq Abdullah conveyed to his partners that if Centre reaches out, they should engage them. India Today learns that Gupkar Alliance is likely to chalk out a strategy for meeting with Prime Minister Modi.
कुछ concrete सामने आएगा, the invitation will come. उसका format क्या होगा, क्या discussion में है, what is to be done there, किस चीज़ पे बात करनी है. So we will take a call on it and we are open to dialogue.
Dialogue is the essence of democracy, and any such dialogue which is for the welfare of the state of Jammu and Kashmir and its people is a welcome step.
The recent developments come amid a flurry of activities in the Home Ministry. On Friday, Home Minister Amit Shah carried out a security review meeting a month ahead of the 2nd anniversary of Article 370 abrogation. It now remains to be seen whether the proposed all-party meet will usher in confidence among the Valley's political parties and encourage them to come forward together to chart out the future political course of Jammu and Kashmir. With Kamaljit Sandhu, Bureau Report, India Today.
A fresh row has erupted in Andhra Pradesh over Tipu Sultan's statue after demand from the Muslim community. YSRCP MLA Rachamalu Siva Prasad attempted to install Tipu Sultan's statue in his constituency was met by protests from BJP workers. Here's a news report coming in. We'll bring you that story in just about a bit, but let's shift focus to Tamil superstar Surya Shivakumar has released a strong worded statement against the NEET exam. Surya Shivakumar took to Twitter and called the National Eligibility Entrance Test a threat to students. The actor demanded that NEET should be abolished and has added that it has been wreaking havoc for marginalized and government school students. Actor Surya submitted a letter to Justice A.K. Ranjan, who is heading a high-level panel to study the impact of NEET on medical admissions in the state. The Tamil actor wrote that common examinations like NEET can sabotage the future of children. He further added NEET is creating inequality among students and creates an unequal playground for students. He also requested all the state political parties to unite and work towards making education a state's responsibility and right. Remember, on Thursday, Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin met Prime Minister Modi and urged him to scrap the NEET examination. And revisiting the story of the fresh row that has erupted in Andhra Pradesh over Tipu Sultan statue after demand from the Muslim community. YSRCP MLA Rachamalu Shiva Prasad attempted to install Tipu Sultan statue in his constituency, and he was met by protests from BJP workers. Let's bring you that news report now.
The ghost of Tipu Sultan is back again. This time in Andhra Pradesh. YSR Congress MLA Rachamalu Reddy bid to install Tipu Sultan statue in Andhra's Prodatur city has sparked a massive row. BJP workers descended at installation site and staged protest. Opposing the setting up of statue, a demand made by city's Muslim community. Protesters were detained by cops for obstructing the installation.
I strongly condemn the attempt of constructing an illegal statue of Islamic barbaric King Tipu Sultan. They appealed state government to stop this. They should not allow this type of construction of a statue without any permission. This act of appeasement and constructing of a Tipu Sultan statue is highly condemnable.
The Saffron Party claims that Tipu was a barbaric Islamic bigot and used to torture and kill Hindus and Christians during his regime. YSR Congress government denies charges of appeasing Muslims and hurting Hindu sentiments. With Ashish Pandey, Bureau Report, India Today.
India finishes off Day 2 of World Test Championship final on 146 for 3 with Virat Kohli and Ajinkya Rahane on the crease. The day's play was forced to end before the time due to bad light. Here's a complete report coming in.
Shubman Gill, first time in England, opening the batting in a Test match.
Typical English conditions, and India was sent in to bat first. But the Indian openers, barring a few minor hiccups, were equal to the task.
Oh, close. Now run-out chance, non-strikers in. Should be gone, no.
They looked solid during the 62-run stand before Jamieson drew Rohit forward and forced him to edge one to the slips.
This time, Kyle Jamieson, full of length and a bit of late movement, and it's Rohit Sharma snapped up.
One wicket gave way to another, and this time it was Shubman Gill who was impressive with his stroke play until he was done in by Neil Wagner.
And he strikes in his first over.
Virat Kohli announced his arrival with a perfect cover drive, and signs were there to see for all. Pujara took 36 deliveries to get off the mark before he was out leg before to a delivery that came back in from Trent Boult, and India were 88 for 3.
There's a look back at the captain.
It was a fascinating battle between the ball and the bat, with the ball doing a lot, and India's two most experienced batsmen fought hard under the overcast conditions to survive the session. India were 134 for 3 with Virat batting on 40 alongside Rahane, unbeaten on 22 when bad light stopped play soon after tea. Virat and Rahane once again had to negotiate for a brief while before bad light stopped play, and it was the end of the day's play. Sports Bureau, India Today.
India mourns the death of its biggest sports star, Milkha Singh, who breathed his last at 11:30 p.m. on Friday. The legendary sprinter was cremated with state honours in Chandigarh. Let's take a look at his final journey.
The biggest sportsman of independent India. The legend who inspired millions of lives. The flying Sikh is no more. And his final journey, a glorious era for Indian sports, has come to an end. The final flight of the legendary sprinter was attended by many of his followers. He was cremated on Saturday at 5 p.m. in Chandigarh's Sector 25 crematorium ground with full state honours. Union Sports Minister Kiren Rijiju and Governor VP Singh Badnoor were present. Hardships and battles were not new to Milkha. He bravely fought and overcame all of them. But India's greatest athlete of all times lost his final battle to post-COVID complications and breathed his last at 11:30 p.m. on Friday in Chandigarh's PGI hospital. The man who inspired generations with his extraordinary achievements was known for his iconic love story as well. Milkha's wife and former India volleyball captain Nirmal Kaur succumbed to COVID-19 on the 13th of June. The couple shared 59 years of their life, also followed each other for their heavenly abode as well. The nation is mourning the loss of its son, who made the motherland proud not once but on many occasions. He may have completed his journey of life, but the legend will remain alive in our hearts always. Bureau Report, India Today.
It's a wrap from me, Chaithin Arula on this bulletin. For further news and updates, don't forget to log on to indiatoday.in or download our app.